Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I have this Indian wedding guest makeup look, and it's gonna be a long one, so subscribe to my channel if you're new and let's get started. So usually I don't do my brows, but then when you're attending a wedding you need your entire look put together. So I'm using my Benefit Goof Proof brow pencil and I'm filling in my brows and then running the spoolie through. After that, to begin with my eyes, as always, I use my MAC paint pot in the shade Soft Ochre, and I'm applying this with my Sigma 3D HD Precision brush. Then today, to set my paint pot, I'll be using my Mercier translucent powder. You can use any translucent powder, but make sure you always set your primer so that the rest of the shadows glide on well. Now for my eyeshadows, today I'll be starting off with this brown shade from the Morphe 35R palette. It's their latest in their 35 eyeshadow palette collection. And the next shade, I'm using the shade right beside the first one, and I'm applying this using my Morphe 27 brush and buffing this into my crease in circular as well as windshield wiper motion. Then I pick up the shade below that first shade, and I'm picking up this slightly denser brush and applying this on the outer corner of my eyes, like dragging this downwards and then again dragging it up into the crease as well to create an outer V. So usually I stop at 3 crease shades, but since it's a wedding look, I just wanted to deepen up my crease a little bit. So I'm picking up this dark shade with a pencil brush and just applying it on the outer V of my eye and just a little bit also upwards into the crease. I will then pick up the first color and blend all of these together. Now for my lid color, I'll be picking up this Skinny Dip palette. It's a new set of ultra foil eyeshadows from the brand Jouer, and I'm picking up the shade Tan Lines. It's a gorgeous golden color. So you can apply it with a dense concealer brush or any dense eyeshadow brush, but I decided to apply it with my fingers. This shade is very similar to Makeup Geek's pigment Utopia, but it's much easier to work with. And finally I'm blending all of the eyeshadows together. And now for eyeliner, today I'll be picking up my Inglot gel eyeliner in 77 and applying that with my angled brush from Sigma. So I'm just creating a very tiny wing, nothing too fancy, and this is my go-to eyeliner when I go for functions, especially ones where I know I'll be sweating and dancing. So that's it. And now moving on to face, I'll be starting off with my Benefit Porefessional primer, dotting it all over my face and rubbing it into my face, which is usually what I do. One extra step that I do because I want my makeup to last longer is I take my beauty blender and just press my primer into my face. So this helps in the longevity of the makeup. So after that, I'll be picking up my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade Tawny. And as usual, I'll be dotting the foundation all over my face and then I'll be buffing it into my face using my beauty blender. And this by far is my favorite foundation when I'm attending some kind of a function or an event, because I really love the coverage and the fact that it least keeps my face matte, because I have a pretty oily face, so it makes my face stay matte all day. Yeah, it is a little heavy coverage foundation, so it does feel a tad bit heavier than other foundations. If that is an issue, I believe Estee is coming with another foundation which is slightly lighter in consistency than this one, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And before I go on with concealer, I'll be doing a little bit of color correcting, and I'm using my MAC color corrector in the shade orange as usual for my under eyes because I have really bad dark circles. And after that, I'll be picking up my Tarte Shape Tape concealer and applying that in my usual problem areas, that is my under eye and my places that I want to highlight, So that's all that I'm doing here. I did go in a little heavy with my concealer because I had really bad dark circles due to lack of sleep and all that. So that's why I went in a little heavier, and if you guys want to use minimum concealer, it's up to you. Now before I set my face with powder, what I do is I spritz my beauty blender with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus, or any, you can use any fixing spray, and wet my beauty blender with that and dab it all over my face. This helps locking in my concealer and foundation, and also prevents the cakiness. And after this I will be baking my under eye area, my area below where I contour usually, my chin. Now for my lower lash line, I'll be picking up the third shade that I had used in my crease and applying that in on the outer 2/3 of my lower lash line. It's this brown shade. And for my inner corner and inner 1/3, I'll be picking up the shade Skinny Dip from the same Jouer palette, and I'm using a lip brush from BH Cosmetics to apply this in the inner corner, and I'll be dragging it into the inner 1/3 of my lower lash line as well. Now for my face, I'll be dipping into the Benefit Cheek Parade palette and picking up the Hoola bronzer and chiseling my cheekbones and basically contouring my face with this. And I'm using my Morphe E4 brush to do that. So I'll be chiseling my cheekbones, applying the same thing on my hairline as well, so that there is no harsh white line over there. And of course I will be contouring my chin as well. Now just in case the contour is a little harsh, I'll be picking up the Hoola light bronzer, which is just a lighter shade of the Hoola, and blending my contour so that it doesn't appear too harsh. And finally for blush, I'm picking up the new blush from Benefit. It's the shade Galifornia. It's a very pretty coral blush, and I'm applying that using this Real Techniques metal brush. After I'm done with my contour and my blush, I'll be taking off all the baking. If you notice, I used very minimal powder for baking today. So after I remove that, I'll be picking up the Skinny Dip highlighter, which is again a new launch by Jouer, and applying that using my Sigma Spotlight Duster brush. And I love the glow that it gives. It looks very pretty, and I was pleasantly surprised by this highlighter. Actually, I haven't tried any of the previous Jouer highlighters, so this is my first one and I'm really loving it. If you see, it looks really pretty on my skin tone. So if you are medium skin tone like me, I think this shade will look very pretty. So I'm using the same highlighter on my brow bone as well. Instead of an eyeshadow, I think this highlighter itself looks really pretty. Now for my lips also, I will be using a new launch. It's the Colourpop iluvsarahii collection, and I'm using the shades Mamacita. So I'm using the lip liner first, and I'm using that to line as well as fill in my lips. And after I'm done with that, I'll be going over it with the liquid lipstick in the same shade Mamacita. So I really love the shade. It's a nice deep ox blood kind of a shade, and it looks really pretty. It is, I would say, a shade darker than MAC Diva, which used to be one of my favorite shades. Like a couple of years ago, I used to love using that shade. So this is similar to that, and it looks really good on Indian skin tones. Now what I do whenever I apply dark lipsticks is I put my finger in between both my lips and pull it out. It does look kind of gross, but it does prevent the lipstick from getting onto the teeth. So this is something that helps. So finally, to set my face today, I'll be using my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and MAC Fix Plus works too, but I just use this on extra special occasions. So that is it as far as makeup goes. I got my bindi, my mangtika and my earrings from TheBangleBox. It came in my May box. So it's a subscription for Indian jewelry. You can check out their website. I'll link it in the description. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And make sure you follow me on all my social media. It's Pammyscorner on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Snapchat. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.